get us started is Logan Cook. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers? 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss. Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down, Chicago. So that'll back him up 5.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The delay of game backs him up 5, first and 15. From the gun, here's Fields. That ball complete to Isabella. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. Brings up second and goal. First carry now for David Montgomery. And some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. And that'll bring up fourth down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the right hash, just from an even 40 yards out. And his kick here is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
The numbers a week ago for Cook. 18 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown.
Are we playing old school football now? We've got the top 10 rusher in the league. He's sitting at number 10, but he has a chance to move up with a big-time game. So expect that offensive line. Every time they go to the bench, you tell the offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Back to throw. Turner. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Off play action. Turner. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. On 2nd down now, it's Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They'll run on first down. Steele. And he stopped immediately there. Azeez Ojulari there on the tackle.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. This will be caught inside the 10. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, got the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
They'll run with Cook. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. About a half yard from the end zone, 3rd and goal. Cook is in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
You gotta love it, man. Give it a score.
Maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Point after try forthcoming. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team. Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for. And remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. The numbers for Mooney in last week's ball game: 7 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown.
And he has 10 touchdowns on the season. When anyone scored that many times, as a former defender, I know exactly what you're talking about before the game. Key on him. Don't let him get in the end zone today, guys. Let's keep him out of there.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And some room to work. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Sends it to the sideline, and Mooney makes a catch. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Fields. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. And the sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up 2nd and goal. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Fields. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Grover Stewart, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Here comes Deontay Harris from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough.
Now Cook hit and he lost the football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. Anything to make of this, or just a bad stretch? Because he had the 2 fumbles he lost last week and now a third.
It's a bad stretch, but it's one that he has to make sure he overcomes. This isn't on anyone else but him. Taking care of the ball, tucking it away, keeping it high and tight, all the while doing that and not slowing down his running and his ability to move the ball forward.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bears on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Azeez Ojulari in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd down.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he showed a nice little juke, but then the window quickly closed. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Here's Logan Cook now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
These two teams, you may remember, they met at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they'd get a sweep of the season series. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Following the penalty, Montgomery. 76 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half. From the 31, Fields. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Fields on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And out of bounds right around the 20.
A 6-yard pickup.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
First down, Chicago.
On the ground, it's Montgomery. Able to power through. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Eddie Jackson brought it down. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Back to throw, Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Another catch from this drive. Do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Montgomery. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Leads to second and goal at the 2-yard line.
Once more, Montgomery. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Coup for the extra point. And the lead is now 13. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. On the return, Deontay Harris. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Now Cook running right. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up
Turner on third down. He finds his man, complete. That's Steele. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And here's Turner throwing on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's got this down to the 35.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
They'll look to throw again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
a 52-yard attempt.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. He's in his zone, second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the goal. He's got a man. again, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Fields. And this is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Looking for the end zone. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will swell the lead to 16. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Turner. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. It's brought in by Harris. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Over the middle to Smith. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. The long-distance shot before break comes up empty, but now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from. So field position becomes a factor. I think at this spot, you might also want to think about throwing the Hail Mary. You know, put the ball up in the air. Maybe you can get 6 out of it instead of 3.
Yeah, see what happens. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston, where it was the visiting Jaguars who were able to come away with the road victory. James Robinson, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we head up to the Pacific Northwest. Check on the Seahawks at home in Seattle. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Marquise Brown, a touchdown catch in the victory. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were losers in their ball game as they fall to the visiting Washington football team. Antonio Gibson, over 100 yards in the victory with 2 touchdown runs as well. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
He just danced away from that one defender on his way to a gain of about 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
On second down, it's Cook again. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and the Bears take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Fields. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Back to the air, Fields on second down. That's complete to Mooney. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
It's a gain of 8, and it brings up 3rd down.
Let's go!
A give. This is Montgomery. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. 103 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Fields now to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears will add on to their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23.
Vikings 7.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Here's Harris to return it. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Looking to throw. Turner. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
Turner's pass. Complete.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. To throw on third down, Turner. That's complete to his running back, Jefferson. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent. Just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader. Making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agree with me. That's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. Throwing on third down, Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
Here comes the Bears punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Oh, nice move. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make this a second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 40-yard line.
Back to throw. Turner. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
Minnesota Vikings. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
To throw is Turner. On 1st and 10. Complete. Smith has it. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Cook. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Turner. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over. But he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
Turner now, throwing on 3rd and long. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Fields throw here taken in by Isabella. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. This is caught by Robinson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Now Turner on 1st down. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Cook. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up
Back to throw. Turner. And his throw here's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Turner. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think the Bears have recovered. They have. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect 2nd half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. To throw is Fields. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
A shotgun snap, Fields. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Koo, up and good. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Looking to throw. Turner setting up the screen for Cook. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's caught. Smith. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A throw over the middle, taken in. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Turner. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Turner throwing on 1st down. No gain on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Turner. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And here's Turner to throw on 3rd down. And that is caught. What a catch inside the 5.
With the score where it is, this is probably going to be 4-down territory if they didn't convert there. But what a nice job of working his way open, making sure he secured the catch, and setting up 1st and goal.
Looking to throw. Turner. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. The sack there by Roquan Smith.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Back to throw. Turner. And the pressure gets to him again. Azeez Ojulari. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Zaven Collins. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff. That's going to set them back 5 yards.
Still 4th down.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal.
58, right? Mike, 58, right there. You remember me? You remember me?
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And this defense will take over right at midfield. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments. And you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half. It gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
The
carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
133 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll run on 1st down. Montgomery. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Tackle made by Grover Stewart.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and...
On 2nd down, it's Montgomery. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The Bears on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Fields. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown! A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
On that third down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Here's Harris to return it. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Turner. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. 7 yards to pick up there. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
At their 49-yard line.
To throw is Turner. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Keeps himself upright, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Azeez Ojulari. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Turner. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a high throw there as this is knocked away down to the ground and incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Back to Montgomery on second down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Chicago, the final 3 weeks are going to tell the story as they move to 9-5 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington.